The Turkish poet Orhan Veli finds his sister's bridal veil here. Dresses and shirts can be found in every color: blues, greens, and pinks. It's a treasure chest in the middle of Istanbul, a mystery, a secret. The poet calls it a treasure chest, yet Kapalı Çarşı is a world unto itself, a colorful land of fairy tales. Istanbul gazes at itself in the imaginary mirror of the world, surrounded by memories that have lingered for 500 years. The covered bazaar was first established during the era of Mehmet the Conqueror. In time, as the bazaar grew, it became a microcosm reflecting the economic and social life of Istanbul. The bazaar now extends over an area of 31 hectares. There are 61 streets and alleys in the bazaar, which were once allocated to different specific fields of business. The once upon a time showcases and secluded display stalls, at the time called cabinets, were in time replaced by stores of all sizes. The bazaar is comprised of three parts, the center being the inner Bedesten, also called the Old Bedesten. It is covered by 15 domes that stand on massive pillars. The inner Bedesten, the center of the covered bazaar, opens to the surrounding streets, Sahaflar, Keseciler, Takeciler, and Kuyumcular streets, via 4 doors facing 4 directions. When you go along Kuyumcular Street and take a right, you come to the second nucleus of the covered market. This is the Sandal Bedesten, named after a silky fabric. With the 20 domes covering it, it has the most domes among its peers. The Sandal Bedesten was the center of fabric trade until the turn of the century. Apart from these 2 Bedestens, the covered bazaar is a maze of arched and domed streets. It is rather an exotic collage that captivates the imagination. The bazaar once exhibited hundreds of handicrafts and tradesmen, most of which have disappeared today. Still, the covered bazaar is where the heart of the city beats. The sellers tempting you to do shopping with their calls. You can't help noticing the fascinating engravings amongst all the commotion that comes with the colors and voices. Entering the covered bazaar feels like a treasure chest. With the magical feel of velvet, satin, and silk on your hands, with a banquet spread for your eyes, the porcelain in china, the copper and silver filigree work. This visual banquet becomes still more colorful when complemented by the traditional delights of Turkish cuisine: shish kebab, doner, kadayif, revani. Following a meal, there is the pleasure of sipping strong Turkish coffee. Or quench your thirst with a drink of chilled water that has flowed from a marble fountain as long as time itself. And then, glancing at the light filtering through the window, you realize it is already evening. The maddening crowd vanishes. The whole bazaar sinks into silence. The doors are closed quietly, only to be opened the next morning. For the covered bazaar is a story that has come down to us for 500 years. A new page is written every day in this eternal story.